Hype TV people! So we are going to be refurbishing this property. So it's the mustard property, the mustard project. It could be mustard, love it. This is actually sourced by ourselves from Hype, and it's going to be refurbished by ourselves, Hype, and it's going to be let by ourselves, Hype. This is actually one of the first times I've been to the property, so I'm going to look at some things and see if you can go along with me, folks. So these are the things a typical builder looks at. So it all looks rather innocent from the front. However, always look up. So, following this, can you see the problem? This daylight going down there, tickle tickle, which means I'm guessing that when this light's been changed in the street lamp, the cherry picker's been up and they've dislodged the guttering because there's a gap, which means any rainwater is now not going to go in the gutter. It's going to fall down that daylight and come onto the property, which could cause water ingress at the top. So there's a tip, always look for things. I also generally eye down the slope of the wall to see if the top of the brickwork's pushing out, to see if there's any roof spread. And in this particular time, it all looks good. I'm happy so far. So there we go. So again, we're going to be turning this into a 6-bed HMO. Its current classification on the council records is it's a commercial because it's mustard haircuts. It's an old salon. I used to come here 30 years ago when I had hair. Okay, so we're going to be making this into a couple of bedrooms on this side, down here. So before I go into this, I'll put you a set of plans up right now. Shooting! And that's how we turn it into a 6-bed HMO, and they are the rules we'll be following. So back to the original thing. So we've come in through the door behind me. There we've got a nice big lovely open plan thing. There's a bit of a tip of one of the things that I've seen. We've got a customer's toilet. Now I've done this many times before. Someone needs to flush the toilet as well. We've got the boiler over there. This is a solid wall, which is not a problem. So another thing that I've seen when surveying is we can see it's got rising damp all the way along there. We don't need a meter for that because we can see it. And if we can smell it too. There's 2 potential things that I think might have caused a problem or may still be a problem. Anybody see what it might be? I'll come back to it. So on for the fun bit, into the current kitchen. So we'll be taking out these walls behind me and making it more open plan, get a bit of extra space, get the communal space in there to keep the HMO officer happy. And we can see that we've actually had quite a severe leak because we've got a crack. And if anybody needs to put a new shelf in their kitchen cupboards, DIY 101, a fantastic use of laminate flooring, folks. Can you believe it? We use laminate flooring as a shelf. Mended. Loving that. DIY SOS, eat your heart out. Anyway, back to the original question. So we can also say that with the water coming through there, there's obviously been a leak at some point. Now I feel like I need to yodel. Yodel, yodel, yodel. Check out the echo. So this is one of the bedrooms that we're going to be, making this into a bedroom. So this has obviously been a bit of a granny flat at some point, and someone's made it for an elderly relative. So it was a bit of a room with a fire over there. So nothing concerns me in here. Everything's okay. There we go. Again, just to show the space. Before we rip it out to pieces, people, while we're here, we'll go outside, because there's another thing I've seen. So we've got a nice bit of render. There's a potential thing there that might have caused a problem. Are you intrigued yet, people? I've shown you two things now where there might be potential problems. Just take note above my head of this bit of downspout coming down here and that joint as it's green. So again, this is where you get your pens and paper out now, folks. This is another thing to look for. Check your rainwater goods. Because now I'll show you a few things that I've seen. Now again, it's not been at a full survey. This is just my builder's eye of what I've picked up. And I'm going to try and educate you or get you to think like a builder so you can get better at surveying houses yourselves. So, apart from these door frames are really, really small, is this door frame severely drops down. I think you can just about make it. It's sloping down this way. So I've also had a look and I can see a bit of a crack there. Can you see it? Oh, look at that. So again, not many telltale signs of much here, apart from above me, we've got a crack here. And that's too big a crack for my fingers. Can't get up there. And into the front bedroom. So we also have a crack there. So I'm wondering that there may be an ulterior motive for this. So I'm guessing by that crack, knocking on it to see if it's hollow, I'm guessing that might need stripping off, and I'm guessing there may be some movement in the brickwork there, so we might have to put some Halifix stitches in there. And if you don't know what they are, here's a picture of them now. So what they do is they go in, we grind out the mortar, excuse me. We grind out the mortar, we put the rods in, they're about 1 metre long, and then we cement them with some grout, and that's basically it. And it gets signed off by building control, and it's quite a simple fix. However, it still needs fixing. So going back to these things now, so I've identified that there's a crack inside this bedroom ceiling. I've identified there's a bit of, so there's some cracks on the wall there, and I can see that both of these door frames have dropped a bit, so something's pushing down. Now this, if you hit it, has only stood, so it's not carrying so much weight. I'm going to come back to that now, so hold that in your heads now, folks. So I showed you the picture downstairs, and then instead hold it in your head, and I've shown you what the reason is. I'm going to go, what my suspicion is, but I'll go downstairs and explain it. But on to the next thing, because this video is full of content for you beautiful people, is remember when I was outside and I said look at the downspout? Well, if you can see there's a bit of a crack here, but then also, not sure whether the camera's going to pick this up. Oh yeah, it's not too bad actually. Can you see how it's bulging out here and here and here? So this wall's literally ballying like that. And when I knock on it, I can hear that there's hollow spots, especially there. And that just happens to be in line with where the roof goes down that way and where that downspout is, and the gutter's leaking. So I'm suspecting that that's water ingress from the rainwater goods, and that's the sort of thing that you can look out for. So when you see the cracks, have a look outside, see if there's any sort of way of water getting in there. But to assess the severity of it, if you just tap onto it and listen out for hollow spots, that means that the bonding, which is the plasterboard that's stuck to the wall, has got that saturated, it's now come away. So as soon as we start hacking that a little bit, most of this area is now going to fall off. So there's another tip for you people. And if you're in the trade, this is all obvious stuff. But for the people that are not in the trade, hopefully, it will give you a little bit of value. So, again, world's smallest door frames. And then we've got the bathroom, we've got the tank behind us. We're obviously going to be ripping this to pieces. We got the old beady-eye, I've not seen one of them for a while. Give that a tickle, that deserves a tickle. Tickle, tickle. Get the tickling stick out, people. Get the tickling stick out. Okay, so that's the walk around. So I've shown you what position the house is in currently. I've told you that we're going to be converting it into HMO, so feel free to like, share and subscribe the YouTube channel, people, and watch this series of how we're going to turn it into a beautiful thing. And I've also shown you a few things on how to assess or what my eye looks for. So first one was a gutter, second one was a damp downstairs, third one was the fantastic DIY use of a laminate flooring as a shelf in the kitchen. Brilliant, loving it. And then last but not least, back to this. So like I say, I've noticed that these cracks in the wall, the head of these two door frames is dropping down, which is telling me that the force is going down. So let's go and have a look downstairs. So going back to the start of the video, I was stood here and said there's something in the back of this video that's making me question some things. And that question is, because I've seen that upstairs it's pushing down in the middle of this room. And the bedroom upstairs, the small bedroom, the wall, is probably sitting somewhere near there. So this isn't a standard size room in these terraced houses, which means someone at some point has taken out the wall. And I can't see a steel. So maybe the span of this going across there, depending which way the joists run, has not been supported properly. Or maybe it has, because what could have been is it could be above this and this is a full ceiling. So we won't know, but it's something that we need to bear in mind. And this is where, if you're investing, people, this is where a contingency fund comes in. Because no one can see what's behind. But what I have seen is my eyes picked up things of movement. And also behind me, this is a full structural wall. Put that up here, that's hollow. And then it's solid again. Could put in this archway in, have disrupted upstairs and weakened the joists. Is there a lintel in there? Or is it just a piece of timber? Is it adequate? Is it carrying the weight properly? No one knows at this moment in time, but these are the things we will unveil throughout this video series. So there you go, people. That's it from me. Hopefully a little bit of knowledge there. Something for you to all think about when you're looking at these houses. And from me, that's it, folks. I'll see you soon. Mwah.